There was this dude, and he was standing here having this conversation. He was like, he was talking, and then all of a sudden he looked down and they saw that he was on something.
I'm tagging you in all this. You're so awesome.
Hey, gang. So it looks like there are some people in here already, and so we're just going to chill. We're at a Heine Brothers in Bardstown Road randomly. People will sit and have a conversation right here and make faces, or I think that's like a great video bomb. Here's my shameless plug for Heine Brothers, and for those of you joining me,
cheers.
Cheers. What are you drinking?
This is
yours looks a lot more brown than mine.
I haven't had time to get up and get a new one. This was an iced mocha latte.
So this is an iced chai.
Yes.
I'm a chai fan.
I love it.
I've had a hot chai and a cold chai today. Both were skinny.
I'm trying to tweet. I'll be back.
Heather is running. She's like my wingman today.
Yes. I'm your assistant.
Ooh.
I'm your assistant to the MeMe Ratliff.
So we do have random Q&As in these sessions that people laugh at. So I do think we do have some like chemistry of like a comedy duo.
We do. I'll be back. I'm trying to tweak this amazing lineup.
All right. So it looks like we're getting ready to go live now. And I am going to give it like 30 more seconds before we get ready to hop in there. I'm going to make sure that I have my stuff on and ready to go. So I'm going to start my screen share. If you know me, you know I like to talk. If you don't know me, my name is MeMe Ratliff, and my personal handle is MEME3RAT, and my professional handle is JCPS Forward. If you have never followed or heard of JCPS Forward, we are an organic teacher leadership conglomeration, tribe, band of brothers and sisters in JCPS that work to connect all of the 7,000 educators in that district. So that is me. I will be with you today, and we're going to be talking about how to have a Twitter chat. And so we're going to talk for a little bit in some slides, and then we're going to actually go in and we're going to have a little practice Twitter chat ourselves. So people ask me all the time, what is the difference between a Twitter chat and just a regular hashtag? And so my response is always that a Twitter chat is finite or just for a particular amount of time. And then when you think of like this hashtag today of KY Go Digital, it's all over the place. So that's the difference. Usually a Twitter chat is either 30 or 60 minutes. Just like what we're doing today, it utilizes a hashtag to collect all the tweets. Unlike today, a Twitter chat is focused around a series of questions. Usually, most of the time, I would say that there's 60 minutes, and most 60-minute chats have anywhere from 6 to 8 questions. And then a 30-minute chat usually will never have more than 4 or 5, and they're spaced out evenly. A lot of times, people will wait approximately 5 to 7 minutes between when they drop a question and then between them when they drop the next one. So in every chat, you always have a welcome tweet, which is basically just letting folks know that the chat has begun. And then the next one is always, usually 1 minute later, there's always like a state your name, where you work, and what your favorite summertime song is, or state your name, your school district, and what your favorite tiny or coffee drink is. Something just to break the ice. A lot of times at the beginning of football season, people will ask who you want to win the Super Bowl this year. Usually, there's always, I think it's usually something that they'll ask you, like what your favorite 80s song was, or something just to get you starting to share and feel comfortable. Next will be the questions, and they're usually on a topic. In JCPS, when we had Dr. Polio, our superintendent, co-host a chat, he chose climate and culture. Sometimes there's professional learning, sometimes it's just random chats, but always around the same type of topic. And then the last one is usually a thank you tweet, and then when the next chat will be. At the end of this, I'm going to give you some time to actually share what are some chats that you like to take part in. But for right now, I want to see if there are any questions that you guys have before we get ready to actually start a chat ourselves. They always will begin, so all chats will always have their questions with a little Q and then the number. So if it's the first question, it would always be Q1. And usually the first question will always be easy. And yes, I realize I'm saying usually a lot right now, so I need to stop that. The answers will all match up. So if you're asking Q1, so I'm going to ask Q1 in a minute, and you guys will start your tweet with A1, and your tweets should always have that hashtag in it. So we're going to get ready to start. I know that we're using KY Go Digital today, hashtag KY Go Digital, but it is so big that I really feel like it's going to be too big to do a chat with. So what I'd like you to do is to go to your magnifying glass or your search bar and enter hashtag JCPS chat. So hashtag J as in Jefferson, JCPS chat. And then make sure that you click the latest. If you don't click latest, you won't be able to follow along with the action. Heather, will you see if we got any questions so far?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to put on here. So like YouTube link.
Got you. 13 people watching. Hello. Kanita Ballard. She is, what's the most effective way to respond to a Twitter chat question? Should you retweet with your response or respond directly, or does it matter?
So actually, Kanita, and by the way, thanks for joining. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Our first one, I would say, because it's a general question, I wouldn't worry about that. But there are going to be a couple of, we're going to, I think, have time for maybe 3 questions and go through it ourselves. So on some of those, I would suggest that you do interact with like a quote tweet or a retweet. So for the first one, though, that we're getting ready to hop into, I would just make sure that you are answering the tweet and that you make sure that you have hashtag JCPS chat in it. So, and remember, go to latest. All right, we're going to get back in there. So I'm going to search for JCPS chat. So I'll be in the same place as you guys. And I'm also going to go to latest. The latest tweet was 4 hours ago on JCPS chat. So I'm getting ready to tweet out a question. Welcome to JCPS chat. Tell us where you're coming to us from today and what your favorite summer drink is. Now, keep in mind that I did not put KY Go Digital in there. We're going to kind of pull sidebar off for just a few minutes to practice this. So I'm going to go ahead and tweet that out on JCPS chat. And unfortunately, you'll have to refresh. For the most part on your phone, you can just slide down on your phone. And then if you are on the computer, you can keep refreshing, or you can go to something that's called TweetDeck. At the end of this, I'm going to, if you've never used TweetDeck, TweetDeck is pretty cool because I can follow a hashtag live and in real time. So I was following KY Go Digital Live, but now I'm in JCPS chat. So this will update as soon as any of you tweet using JCPS chat, and it doesn't matter the capitalization. So you could be on your phone, you could be in Twitter, or you could log into TweetDeck using your login information for Twitter. And it looks like I'm the only one in here. So this is an awkward pause.
Takes them a minute to tweet, maybe.
I guess that is true.
16. So, what is the Twitter hashtag we should search again?
Hashtag JCPS chat. Oh, look, there's Laura Schneider. Thank you, Laura and Kanita. Laura is coming to us live from room 214A at Simon Kenton High School, and she loves unsweet iced tea. Nice. Anything with an umbrella in that. Is that alcohol or non-alcohol? Do we have a preference, Kanita? So again, when you're just using this nice, easy, informational tweet, I've not put a Q or an A in it. So I'm going to put out another tweet that is basically going to tell everyone that's following this tweet how we're going to work. Today we are following traditional chat format. And it'll say Q1, Q2, A1. Got to use JCPS chat in all your tweets. If we were doing a real chat, I would tweet that 3 minutes into the chat, and then I would wait 3 more minutes, and I would load our first question. But today, using the magic of KY Go Digital, I'm speeding that process up, and I'm going to go ahead and ask the first question. Q1, what has been your favorite session?
There might be a slight time delay.
Today, yes, there is a slight time delay.
Yeah, because when you say it, it takes them a couple minutes to hear it. Yep.
What has been your favorite session today?
And if they could tag Kentucky Go Digital,
I'm getting ready to say that. So I'm going to put KY Go Digital. And if you want to also include KY Go Digital in your tweets, that's not going to bother anybody. But for what we're doing, just so we can see and follow each other closely, make sure that you also have JCPS chat. So I'm going to go ahead and tweet out Q1. You've already seen Q1. Usually there are 6 to 7 minutes in between. Oh, look, there's Laura Steltenkamp. Hello, Laura. Fruit infused water. Nice. So I'm going to reply to Laura, who is inside this chat. And I'm going to ask, what type of fruit do you infuse? I used to think that meant add electricity to something when you infused it. And so I had to learn that that was really not the case. I'm going to make sure that I add JCPS chat. I'm not going to put KY Go Digital on that one just because it's kind of a little just personal. Here's Eric Dennis is coming to me live from North Bullock County. I'm going to like that, and I'm going to retweet it. Infographics. Diet Coke is the best. So I gave up Diet Coke.
Me too.
Yeah, and it's been a hard thing, and I've not been able to go back into a McDonald's since, because I do believe that McDonald's Diet Coke is a gateway drug.
I've been clean for 16 months.
And I do say a gateway drug, not being like, not taking away from anybody that abuses heavy hardcore drugs, but like that is, if I ever drank a McDonald's Diet Coke, I know that it would just go out the window. So Miss Ballard says, A1, I really enjoyed the digital interactive notebook session. Can't wait to see it. So as I'm moderating this, I can always go back in and I can always ask, like, who is the presenter? If you get behind in a chat, don't worry about it. Most chats are pre-planned and they have graphics for everything that they do. So you will have people that join in a chat 15 minutes late. So on any chat, you've got somebody saying, I'm glad I'm here. I'm from Topeka, Kansas. Then you've got somebody answering question 1. You've got people answering question 4. I usually look for a tweet that has the graphics. And so I will always try to look for that and answer it. Kanita asked a question earlier about if you want to reply with a quote or a comment. When I'm answering a question and it has been posted with a graphic, I will always quote that tweet. So I will put retweet with a quote and then use my answer. So if I had dropped a picture with my A1 question, if I were taking this, I would have quoted it and done A1 and then answered it, because it's just going to make more people see that we're having a chat. So Susie said the AM elementary session was very great. I was in the middle and high school session while we were working, and it sounded, Elaine was doing a bang up job. I don't know who else was in there. I did hear Elaine for a while. I've heard great feedback from everybody. There's Melody, and here is Melody. I'm going to give a quote tweet to Melody, and I'm going to give her a huge shout out for all of her work today. And you don't have to use her Twitter handle. I'm not going to do that right now because she is already in this. So when I hit tweet here in a minute, Melody is already going to be in this. And I'm going to put KY Go Digital in here. And because we're in this little mock chat, I'm also going to put JCPS chat. So that, Kanita, is how the quote tweet would work. If Melody had tagged 5 people in her tweet, I did this, so I did the same quote tweet, I would also have Melody and the 5 people that she had. I had 16 on one earlier today.
What can I get you to drink, MeMe?
I'm still sipping on.
Would you like a fresh?
I will not. I'm going to be a little bit too hyper here in a minute. I might be bouncing off for my, I might be bouncing off. So let's see here. I'm going to flip over and see if there's any other. Hi, Deborah. Deborah Unger's joining us. All right, let's try a Q2. So question 2 is going to be, who or what is your key takeaway from today's keynotes or breakout sessions? can't type. And I'm also going to ask, no, I won't ask that yet. We'll do that in question 3. If you are in a chat with lots and lots of people, this goes really fast. And I will say that anytime you're in one of these slow chats like this that we're doing, slow meaning we're not going very fast, that you never get bored in a Twitter chat. Never, ever, ever get bored in a Twitter chat. So Q2, I want to know, what were your key takeaways or some of the things from the keynotes that you like? By the way, for those of you in JCPS that know Josh Rhodes, he's sitting at the next table trying to look cool while talking to some folks. I've seen lots of other peeps today. A little tidbit, if you have JCPS chat in the search bar and you click tweet, the hashtag will automatically pop up in your new tweet. So that's something that I like. If I'm going to be on my computer, I will always leave the hashtag up in the search bar or my magnifying glass, so I know what's coming on. So Deborah is a teacher at JCPS. She made me cry because she is, do you know Deb Unger? She's a cancer survivor.
Yes.
And so she didn't get to come to last year's ESET.
Yes.
And so she came to this year, and I never met her, but I just like, because you know me, I'm a sappy fool. So I just like start crying all over the place. And she's one of my like JCPS inspirations.
So when I
come out, let's take this off.
Let me talk about Debbie for a second. So first of all, Debbie Unger is a library media specialist, and you know that I am a huge advocate for library media specialists here in Kentucky.
Really? I didn't know that.
When I was a library media specialist, Debbie worked at one school and I worked at another school, and we did a huge Author of the Year event to get kids inspired to read. So we brought in the author, Wendy Mass.
Who?
Wendy Mass, right, Deb? Isn't that the one that we brought in? We brought in Sharon Draper, Gordon Corman, but this was the first time that we had launched this event. So she and I kind of had the answer to how is yes mentality for kids and launched, even though we were at 2 different schools, we launched the Author of the Year event in Nelson County schools. So now she's in JCPS and I'm in JCPS. And so I'm super excited to join forces with her again to rethink and have that answer to how is yes mentality as we work together to inspire kids. So Wendy Mass, yeah.
So Melody, the last few, you can tweet that again here at the end, but Melody, if you look in the chat box, is already throwing out her TM Genius chat. So the last few minutes, I'm going to let everybody kind of share out all the ones that they know, that you can like Google educational chats. And they're the second one when you Google it, the second one down. I don't know what it is. I just always know it's the second one. You can search by day. You can search by time zone. And there are lots of cool ones in Kentucky. KY Tech Chat is the second Tuesday of the month at 9 p.m., I think. So that's one that pops up right offhand. But let's go back to our questions, and let's get ready to drop question 3. And I'm going to up our game a little bit for question 3. So I'm going to ask you this time to share a book that you're reading for summer. And what I would love for you to do, if you could, when you're answering this question, is either if it's an article or something that you just read, I'd love for you to go into your browser and copy that link and share that link with us. Or if you know the author of the book, go ahead and copy and give us that. So I'm going to say, what is your current summer read or podcast you would love to recommend? Now, this will be one, Kanita, that I would definitely, if I were going to enter this, and I'm going to add the KY Go Digital hashtag as well, I would definitely quote this one because I would love to get more traction for this question. And I would also love, I'm sure the KY Go Digital peeps would always also like to have everybody that's using KY Go Digital answer that one as well. I might not be following along with a chat, but anytime I look at something and I might see A2 or Q2, if I'm looking through Twitter, I'll always stop and check out that hashtag and see what kind of chat it is. I like what Jill said. I thought that was Jim earlier. It's Jill. Where's Jill from? She knows Joe Payne. Joe Payne's a Hope Street fellow. So as you answer this, if you could, please try to copy a link, or so if you're reading Start With Why by @Simon, you could put their Twitter handle in there. If it's an article, put the article and maybe who wrote it. I've decided something, Heather, that I enjoy being a PE teacher, but I think that library media specialists have it going on.
Best job in the school.
I'm telling you what.
You get to work with every kid. You get
I do that as well.
All the resources, and you get to work with every teacher. And it is the innovation hub, the best job in the business. I love the Library Media Center.
Cool.
And library media centers are key to a school's digital deeper learning strategy,
So it's inside and outside of JCPS.
Yeah.
Even though in JCPS it's our big deal, but outside of JCPS.
The librarians in JCPS are at the Institute right now. Yeah, they are at Atherton.
So let's refresh. Oh, Heather Worrell liked that tweet. I can see.
I did.
So I'm going to go ahead and answer this one as well. And I'll answer it as A3. I'm reading at, this is Seth. This is Seth? No. Yes, this is Seth's tribes. For I lose count of how many times.
My favorite.
For 5th time. So as I'm answering this, and you guys are answering this, I'm definitely going to be going back through and seeing some of the suggestions for you guys. Ooh, The Accidental Creative by Todd Henry.
That's a good one. I listened to that. That is a podcast too.
A podcast as well?
It's a podcast. He also has another one called Herding Tigers.
Herding tigers. Most of the time when you're a PE teacher, you try to herd cats. I don't know what you do in the library media world, but trying to teach kids sometimes in the gym with little ones, it's like herding cats. So as others pop in, let's go back. Does anybody have questions so far?
Nope, I don't see it. Yep, Melody's talking about the chat and what time it is, but no questions.
Now, Melody, does Amelia Brown, does she work with every one of your TM Genius Hour chat or TM Genius chats, or is she like a moderator, or how does that work? Oh, we got 3 new slides. Let's see what's going on here. Campbell County today drinking flavored seltzer water. Nice. And then there were none. I think there was a movie about it and then there were none. I watched the new Murder on the Orient Express the other day. It was good. Eric Dennis said, KY Go Digital has been great. Just found a National Virtual Art Educators Conference. So when I see this, that Eric has put this up, I'm going to tag, I'm going to put at Melissa. No, maybe that's not her thing. There we go, JTPS Arts. Check this out and share with our. So what I'm doing here is I'm tagging a couple of different people So Eric's tweet gets more traction. And so I've tagged the art lead in JCPS. And then I also tagged my school district. And so Eric was wise enough to like put the link in this tweet. So now I'm giving cred to Eric. I'm giving cred to this convention, or not convention, but this virtual event. And then I'm going to give that on the hashtag. So that will show up. Eric, by the way, I had no idea that you were an art teacher. I don't know what I thought that you were. I just thought you were like the what were those things called that we had to do program review? My bad. My caffeine's kicking up. I thought you were the program review guy for JCPS. I never knew that you were an art teacher.
So can you set up Twitter to flag specific Twitter chats, hashtags? You can show them TweetDeck?
I am. So I am now getting, I mentioned TweetDeck before. So TweetDeck is, have the ability to create as many columns as you want. So in my TweetDeck right now, I am following JCPS chat. I have created a column for when people mention me. I have a column, let's see, I have a column for Teach Like a Rebel, and I'm going to change it all of a sudden to KY Go Digital. And so just like that, this is going to be updating in real time. And I can drag these along. There's my JCPS DL. Usually my job, I have a computer that is using this stuff all the time.
How do you get TweetDeck?
So you log into, you go to tweetdeck.com.
You show them that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to tweetdeck.com. Now, I have already logged in with my Twitter, but when you go, it will just ask you to log in with your Twitter account, and it will automatically come up with this screen after you log in. Now, you're not going to have 14 columns like I have, but to add a column, all that you have to do is go down here and click Add a Column. The cool thing for people like me, how many Twitter accounts do you manage, Heather? Do you just have yours?
Yep. Just
Oh, so if Heather logged in, Heather would just have one little character up here where I have, I only have 8 right now. So this is a pretty good one. So if I can go back and forth, so I could tweet right now, and I could tweet as any of the Twitter handles that I help maintain. So if I wanted to add something as JCPS, thanks for using JCPS chat during KY Go Digital. So whenever I do JCPS chat or anything else like that, I can take part on this one 8 different people. Yes, I am that big a nerd. And it shows up as JCPS chat. And if you look over here, it showed up on KY Go Digital as well. Here's another comment that I can make. I'm looking at something else. And you can see that I just clicked on retweet over here, and it popped up automatically in my feed when I clicked retweet. So I can say, we just saw Drew today. Love is PBL work.
that girl right there, Brooke Fell, was the maid of honor in my wedding.
Are you kidding?
No, like
So
she's
I
on
have
your
I have
screen.
these little, you can't see it here.
No,
maybe.
they'll see it in a second on delay. So what is that? She's
So I'm
in Frankfurt. Yeah.
so she's logged in because I'm logged in as KY Go Digital.
Oh, okay.
So KY Go Digital just got a new subscriber.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So she is the maid of honor for my wedding.
So I have my YouTube notifications set up
Very cool.
that anytime KY Go Digital posts a new a new video that I automatically get
Very cool.
a notification of it. So what I've noticed is I've gotten a lot of notifications as KY Go Digital today because so many folks are becoming new subscribers. One thing I need to do personally is do more YouTubing and like post more things.
Oh, girl, we're going to do it.
Yep.
Now that we're in JCPS together.
So I'm going to take this off screen share for a minute. And will you pull up the chat box here? As I pull with my hair. So anytime that you're doing a chat, I always have people that say, I'm always nervous about a chat. I'm always afraid to jump in. And so there's absolutely nothing wrong with finding a couple of chats and clicking like or retweet because you're actually taking part and you're learning, even if you're just creeping or lurking on a chat just to watch and see how people are doing this. I moderate JCPS chat as JCPS Forward, and it is the largest district level education chat in the world. So think about what you're coming into.
Awesome.
High five on that. So when we do that, it's kind of crazy, and I will have folks reach out and text all the time that like, oh my God, that was insane. You don't have to be taking part in that chat right during the fact, because you can go in that night, you can go in the following morning, and you can just put in that hashtag and it will take you for every tweet that people have said. And so that is what I like best, because if I'm going to go on vacation, I get in trouble if I try to take part in tweets.
Yep.
So instead of having to go in the bathroom, which has happened before, so like run in the bathroom with my phone and try to answer like 6 questions at one time, what I found out that I can do is get up early the next morning. And so I can still answer towards those chats, and you can still answer, and they're still going to come up on that hashtag thread. So you can still grow your PLN. You can still interact, everything that you need.
It's 24/7, anytime, anywhere.
And like I
At your
said,
fingertips.
so you guys have never had like a Kentucky Go Digital like set aside chat, which is fine,
No,
right? That could be a next step.
Well,
It's just
Kentucky Go
ongoing.
Digital is kind of like an umbrella. Kentucky, yeah, it's like an umbrella. So Kentucky Tech Chat.
Yes, and that's
Yes.
what we want you to start adding right now in
Okay,
the
so
chat
maybe
box. So if you
Kentucky-
take part in chats, Melody, why don't you put TM Genius Chat again?
And then there's a Kentucky L Chat.
Mhm.
So we have a ton.
When is Kentucky L Chat?
It's like every other Tuesday. It's for library media specialists. So there are so many state level chats already that Kentucky Go Digital just tries to cheerlead for those and communicate those. Kentucky Go Digital is the constant hashtag that we want you to streamline innovations and learning and leading in our classrooms across the state.
So
it's never going to be a chat. It's not a person.
Right. It's because the chat is finite, right? Your hashtag is ongoing.
Living, it's constant. Yeah, it's the constant.
And so JCPS chat is basically like that. Mm-hmm. So we have that ongoing thread,
really
but
do.
then we have that finite time once a month that we can get together with folks. Our next one is going to be next Monday, the 18th. They are every month on the third Monday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern.
And I love that your superintendent and your chief academic officer and your assistant superintendents, they participate and they model connectivity.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the call to action in 2018 is for us to assume the responsibility of digital leaders, and it starts from the top. So the superintendent and your district does a great job of modeling digital leadership. So kudos.
And I think we've come a long way
really
in a short amount of time.
Yes, you really
I remember sitting back with you last year for Ed Camp. By the way, you can register Ed Camp Kentucky on July 10th. I'll be tweeting that out in a minute. Yeah. But we didn't have enough people in JCPS to like lead Go Digital sessions at our Ed Camp. And now someone said we have like 180 Google certified educators. So JCPS is on fire. We're trying to catch up, but there are places that are like kicking our butts in that. So we're trying to catch up with this. So like I told in my last group, I'm going to come back to my slides.
213.
Yep. I think we were over at 215.
Okay.
All right. 215. Yep. Yeah. So I am going to go back and share my information again. I am never off of the grid somehow. I get in trouble for that quite a lot. Start screen share. Here we go. Application window. So I'm never off the grid. Here's my information. If you want to reach out with me and have conversations, I answer JCPS Forward as much as I do MeMe 3 Rat. And my nickname has always been MeMe 3. I don't know why. Oh, Rex Chapman. If you like UK basketball, Rex Chapman was my major crush growing up. My Twitter name is something that's really easy to remember, and I purposely tried to make it that way. I'm that way across social media. When you're an early adopter and one of the innovator on the diffusion of innovation theories, you get a shorter name username if you want. Okay, I thought Crystal Ann per year said Notorious BIG instead of RBG. So Crystal, that is awesome. I'm going to have to look at Notorious RBG. Is that like red, blue, green? Or is that something else? Fostering resilience. Look at these great reads, guys, as I go through.
1 minute, Mimi.
1 minute. Any other last questions that you guys have before we get ready to close up shop? Oh, I know another good chat. Every week every Sunday at 8 o'clock, there's a chat called ESET 2. And it's a national chat, and it's Sunday at 8 o'clock. National audience, lots of folks. If you get up early, there is one every day, and it's called hashtag B as in breakfast, F, I guess, as in food, club, C, BFC 5:30. It's 5:30 every morning. If you have any other questions or suggestions, don't be afraid to reach out. I'm going to get ready to end this session because I've got another one coming up on expanding your school social media. I am so glad that everybody was in here and you were enjoying yourself. So for the second time today, look, I always feel like
I had to speak at the library conference. Give me a break.
Please.
I just been running around like a mad woman. I'm sorry. I would love to be in a t-shirt right now.
I did. I went where Faith Stroud was at Frost and changed my shirt today. So peace out, guys. Bye.